The alarm bells rang across Luna Gate Station as Captain Jake Miller rushed to the command center. His boots echoed on the metal floors while red warning lights flashed overhead. Something big was coming toward Earth, and the sensors were going. Crazy! "What do we have?" Jake asked as he reached the main console. Lieutenant Amy Chen looked up from her screen with worry in her eyes. "Sir, we have a massive object entering our solar system. It's bigger than anything we've ever seen. The computer says it's about 5 miles long and 2 miles wide." Amy's voice shook as she spoke. Jake looked at the main screen and felt his heart sink. A dark ship moved slowly through space toward Earth. It looked like a giant metal serpent, with weapons sticking out from every side. The hull was black as night and seemed to absorb light around it. "Get me Admiral Pete Johnson on the comm right now," Jake ordered. He knew this was beyond his authority as a station captain. This was a job for Earth's top military leaders. Within minutes, Admiral Johnson's face appeared on the screen. His gray hair and serious expression showed he already knew about the situation. "Jake, I'm sending Commander Lisa Parker to your station. She's our best diplomat, and we're going to need her skills today." Before Jake could respond, the communication system crackled to life. A deep, harsh voice filled the command center. The voice spoke perfect English, but with a strange accent that made everyone's skin crawl. "Humans of the planet Earth, I am War, Commander Zethkar of the Draconian Empire. Our ship Void Serpent has come to claim your world for the galactic hegemony. You will surrender your planet and become a tributary world under our rule." Jake's hands gripped the edge of the console. He had heard stories about alien contact, but never believed it would happen in his lifetime. Now it was real, and the aliens were not friendly visitors. "You have 72 hours to announce your surrender. If you refuse, we will destroy your cities from orbit. Your primitive weapons cannot harm our ship. Resistance is pointless." The voice stopped, and silence filled the command center. Amy looked at Jake with fear in her eyes. "Sir, what do we do now?" Jake took a deep breath and tried to stay calm. "We follow orders and wait for Commander Parker. Meanwhile, get Dr. Alex Turner on the line. If anyone knows about alien technology, it's him." Dr. Turner worked at the secret research facility on the dark side of the moon. He studied captured alien artifacts that Earth's military had found over the years. Most people didn't know these artifacts existed, but Turner had been working on them for a decade. When Turner's face appeared on the screen, he looked tired and worried. His messy brown hair and thick glasses made him look more like a college professor than a military scientist. "I've been tracking their ship since it entered our system," Turner said without waiting for questions. "Their technology is far beyond ours. Those weapons could crack our planet like an egg. Our missiles and plasma cannons might as well be rocks thrown at a tank." Jake felt his stomach drop. "So we can't fight them?" Turner paused and looked around nervously. "Well, there might be something. I've been working on a project called Mirror Protocol for the past 5 years. It's highly classified, and I'm not sure it would work, but it might be our only chance." "What does it do?" Jake asked. "I can't explain it over an open channel. Let's just say it takes a different approach to the problem. Instead of trying to destroy their ship, we might be able to make it go away in a way they won't expect." Commander Lisa Parker arrived at Luna Gate Station 3 hours later. She was a tall woman with short blonde hair and sharp blue eyes. She had negotiated peace treaties on Mars and the outer colonies, but this was her first alien contact. "Any word from Earth Command?" she asked as she entered the command center. "Admiral Johnson is mobilizing every ship we have," Jake replied. "But according to Dr. Turner, our weapons won't make a dent in that thing." Lisa studied the image of the Draconian ship on the main screen. It moved slowly but steadily toward Earth. At its current speed, it would reach Earth's orbit in 60 hours. "Have they responded to any of our communication attempts?" she asked. Amy shook her head. "Nothing since their first message. They're just sitting there waiting for us to surrender." Lisa walked to the communication console and opened a channel to the Draconian ship. "War Commander Zethkar, this is Commander Lisa Parker of Earth. I request a meeting to discuss terms." For several minutes there was no response. Then the harsh voice returned. "There are no terms to discuss, human. You will surrender or you will die. Your species is young and weak. The Draconian Empire has conquered 1,000 worlds. Earth will be the 1,001st. "We are a peaceful people," Lisa said, trying to keep her voice steady. "We don't want war. Perhaps we can find a solution that benefits both our peoples." A sound that might have been laughter came through the speakers. "Peaceful? Your species has been at war with itself for thousands of years. You fight over resources, land, and ideas. You are exactly what the galaxy needs to be protected from. Under our rule, you will know peace." Jake watched Lisa's face as she tried to negotiate. He could see the frustration building behind her calm expression. The aliens were not interested in talking. "What about our freedom?" Lisa asked. "What about our right to govern ourselves?" "Freedom is chaos," Zethkar replied. "Order is peace. The hegemony brings order to chaotic worlds. You will work for the common good of the galaxy instead of fighting among yourselves." Dr. Turner's voice came through Jake's personal communicator. "Captain, I need to speak with you privately. It's about mirror protocol." Jake stepped away from the main console and activated his secure channel. "What is it, Doctor?" "I've been running calculations since the Draconian ship arrived. Mirror. Protocol might actually work against their technology, but I need time to prepare the quantum resonance generators. At least 48 hours. We only have 72 hours total," Jake said. "That doesn't give us much room for error." "I know, but there's something else. If Mirror Protocol works the way I think it will, the results might be bigger than just saving Earth. This could change everything." Jake looked back at the main screen where the Draconian ship continued its slow approach. The alien vessel looked unstoppable with its dark hull and massive weapons. But Turner sounded confident, almost excited. "Do what you need to do, Doctor. I'll make sure you have the time." Commander Parker continued her attempts to negotiate with the Draconians, but War Commander Zethkar grew more impatient with each exchange. His final message was clear and final. "You have 60 hours remaining, humans. Prepare your surrender. Announcement or prepare to watch your cities burn." As the communication ended, Jake gathered his senior staff around the main console. The weight of Earth's future pressed down on all of them. "Dr. Turner is working on something that might help us," Jake said quietly. "Until then, we wait and we prepare. Amy, I want continuous monitoring of that ship. Any change in course or energy output, I want to know immediately." Lisa stood beside Jake and watched the alien ship on the screen. "What kind of weapons are they carrying?" "Plasma cannons, void missiles, and something called gravity bombs," Amy replied, reading from her sensor data. "Each weapon system could level a major city. The next 60 hours would determine whether humanity remained free or became slaves to an alien empire." Jake looked at his crew and felt a mix of pride and fear. They were good people doing their best in an impossible situation. Outside the station windows, Earth hung in space like a blue jewel. Somewhere down there, billions of people continued their daily lives, unaware that their freedom hung in the balance. Jake made a silent promise that he would do everything in his power to keep them safe. The hours passed slowly as Earth's deadline approached. Captain Jake Miller stood on the bridge of his ship Terra's Fury, watching the Draconian vessel grow larger on the main screen. Admiral Pete Johnson had given him command of Earth's small fleet, 12 ships in total against the massive alien warship. "Sir, we're receiving final orders from Earth Command," reported Lieutenant Amy Chen from her communications station. She had transferred to Jake's ship when the fleet assembled. Jake read the message on his personal screen. The orders were simple and probably suicidal. Earth's leaders had decided to fight rather than surrender. They would rather die free than live as slaves. "All ships, this is Captain Miller," Jake spoke into his headset. "We have our orders. We're going to show these aliens what humans are made of." Dr. Alex Turner's voice came through Jake's private channel. "Jake, mirror protocol is ready. The quantum generators are online and waiting for your signal. Remember, you need to get within 5 miles of their ship and maintain that distance for at least 10 minutes. "Understood, Doctor." "Are you sure this will work?" "Honestly, I have no idea. The theory is sound, but we've never tested it on anything this big. Just make sure your ships keep transmitting those frequencies I gave you. They'll think it's random electromagnetic noise." Commander Lisa. Parker joined Jake on the bridge. Her diplomatic efforts had failed completely. War Commander Zethkar had stopped responding to all communication attempts 6 hours ago. "Any word from the other governments?" Jake asked her. "The Mars colonies are sending what ships they can, but they won't arrive for another day. The outer settlements are too far away to help. It's just us." Jake looked at his small fleet on the tactical display. Each ship was barely 100 meters long compared to the 5-mile length of the Draconian vessel. It looked like a group of minnows attacking a whale. "Fleet, this is Miller. Begin approach pattern Alpha. Remember, we're not trying to destroy their ship. We just need to get close and stay close." The human ships moved forward in formation. Jake could imagine the Draconians watching them approach with amusement. 12 tiny ships against their mighty warship must have seemed like a joke to them. Lieutenant Amy monitored the alien ship's energy readings. "Sir, they're powering up their weapons. Plasma cannons are coming online." "Steady as she goes," Jake replied. "Don't fire unless fired upon. We need to get closer." War Commander Zethkar's voice suddenly filled the bridge speakers. "Foolish humans, you fly to your deaths with courage, but courage without wisdom is meaningless. I will grant you quick deaths for your bravery." Jake activated the fleet communication channel. "All ships, begin transmission sequence now. Amy, start broadcasting Dr. Turner's frequencies on all channels." The human ships began transmitting what sounded like random static and electronic noise. To anyone listening, it would seem like communication equipment malfunctioning under stress. But Dr. Turner had designed every frequency carefully. "Sir, we're at 6 miles from the target," reported the navigation officer. "Moving to 5 miles now." The Draconian ship's weapons began tracking the approaching human fleet. Jake could see the massive plasma cannons swiveling to target his ships. Each cannon was larger than his entire vessel. 4.5 miles. "And closing," navigation reported. "Maintain this distance," Jake ordered. "Begin evasive pattern Delta. Keep those transmissions going, Amy." The human ships spread out and began flying in complex patterns around the alien vessel. To the Draconians, it must have looked like Earth's fleet was trying to confuse their targeting systems. Dr. Turner's voice crackled through Jake's headset. "Perfect distance, Jake. Mirror protocol is at 30% power and rising. Keep those ships where they are." Lieutenant Amy frowned at her sensor readings. "Sir, I'm detecting some unusual energy patterns from the Draconian ship. Their power grid seems to be fluctuating. Is that normal? Lisa asked. I don't know. We've never seen their technology in action before. Jake felt a spark of hope. Maybe Dr. Turner's plan was actually working. The quantum resonance generators, hidden throughout the solar system, were apparently having some effect on the alien ship. War Commander Zethkar's voice returned, but this time he sounded confused rather than confident. Human ships, your electromagnetic emissions are causing interference with our systems. Cease your transmissions immediately. Jake smiled for the first time in days. Sorry, Commander. We seem to be having technical difficulties with our communications equipment. Sir, Mirror Protocol is at 60% power, Dr. Turner reported. The quantum field is beginning to interact with their hull material. Amy's sensor readings showed more unusual activity. Captain, the Draconian ship's energy output is becoming unstable. Their weapons are losing target lock on our ships. Through the bridge windows, Jake could see the massive alien vessel with his own eyes. For just a moment, the ship's hull seemed to shimmer like heat waves rising from hot pavement. What was that? Lisa asked, pointing at the enemy ship. Amy, are you getting any visual anomalies on your sensors? Yes, sir. The ship appears to be experiencing some kind of phase variance. It's like the hull is becoming less solid. Dr. Turner's excited voice filled Jake's headset. It's working. The quantum interference is destabilizing their exotic matter hull structure. Keep those transmissions going! War Commander Zethkar's voice returned, and now Jake could hear worry in the alien's tone. Human vessels, you will cease your activities immediately. Our ship is experiencing technical malfunctions. Sorry, Commander, Jake replied calmly. We're just flying around your ship. Maybe you should check your equipment. The shimmer effect on the Draconian hull became more pronounced. Jake watched in amazement as sections of the massive ship seemed to fade in and out of existence like a bad hologram. Sir, Mirror Protocol is at 80% power, Turner reported. The quantum field is reaching critical mass. The alien ship is beginning to phase shift between dimensions. Lieutenant Amy's voice rose with excitement. Captain, I'm losing the ship on sensors. It's there 1 second and gone the next. Lisa grabbed Jake's arm. Is this what Dr. Turner meant by making it go away? I think so, but I don't think any of us expected it to work this well. The Draconian ship continued to flicker in and out of normal space. Sometimes it was solid and threatening, other times it was transparent like a ghost. Jake could hear panicked alien voices coming through the communication channels. Ship's engineer to War Commander. Our hull integrity is failing. We are losing cohesion with normal space-time. Impossible! Zethkar's voice roared. Human technology is primitive. They cannot affect our quantum stabilizers. Dr. Turner's voice was almost gleeful now. Jake, I don't think they understand what's happening to them. Their technology is based on principles they inherited from older civilizations. They never developed quantum manipulation like we did. How long until the effect is permanent? Jake asked. At current rate, about 15 more minutes. But Jake, there's something else. The quantum resonance is spreading beyond our solar system. Other ships in nearby star systems are reporting sensor anomalies. Jake felt a chill run down his spine. What kind of anomalies? They can't detect the Draconian ship anymore. It's not just disappearing from our sensors. It's vanishing from the entire galaxy's sensor networks. The massive alien warship flickered one more time, and then stabilized in a semi-transparent state. It was still there, but not completely. Jake could see stars through the hull as if the ship was made of colored glass. War Commander Zethkar's final transmission was filled with confusion and fear. All Draconian vessels, This is Void Serpent. We are experiencing catastrophic system failure. We cannot return to normal space. Repeat, we cannot return to normal space. Send word to the Empire. The transmission cut off, and the alien ship faded to complete transparency. It was still there according to some sensors, but invisible to others. The threat to Earth had ended in the most unexpected way possible. Jake looked around his bridge at the amazed faces of his crew. They had just witnessed something that would change everything humans thought they knew about their place in the galaxy. "All ships, this is Captain Miller," he announced to the fleet. "Mission accomplished. The enemy vessel has been neutralized. Return to base for debriefing." As the human ships turned away from the ghostly remains of the Draconian warship, Jake wondered what other surprises Dr. Turner's mirror protocol might bring. Something told him that making one alien ship disappear was only the beginning. Captain Jake Miller watched in amazement as the Draconian ship, Void Serpent, continued to flicker between solid and transparent. One moment, the massive vessel looked normal. The next moment, stars were visible through its hull like it was made of smoke. "Amy, what are your sensors telling you about that ship?" Jake asked Lieutenant Amy Chen at her station. "Sir, this is impossible. The ship registers as being there and not there at the same time. My instruments are going crazy trying to make sense of it." Dr. Alex Turner's voice came through Jake's headset with barely controlled excitement. "Jake, the quantum interference pattern is more powerful than I calculated. The alien ship isn't just phasing between dimensions, it's existing in multiple dimensional states simultaneously." Commander Lisa Parker stood beside Jake, staring at the ghostly warship. "What does that mean exactly?" "Think of it like this," Turner explained. "Imagine a coin that's spinning so fast you can't tell if it's heads or tails. The Draconian ship is spinning between different realities. Sometimes it exists in our dimension, sometimes in others." War Commander Zethkar's voice suddenly filled the bridge speakers, but the signal was weak and filled with static. "Human vessels, what have you done to us? Our ship is lost between worlds. We cannot control, cannot return to normal space." Jake activated his communication system. "Commander Zethkar, this is Captain Miller. Surrender now, and we might be able to help you." "Help?" The alien commander's voice was filled with disbelief. "Your primitive species has done something our greatest scientists said was impossible. How can you help us when you have created this nightmare?" Lieutenant Amy looked up from her console with wide eyes. "Sir, I'm receiving transmissions from other star systems. Other Draconian ships are reporting that the Void Serpent has completely vanished from their sensors." Dr. Turner's voice crackled with static through the communication system. "Jake, this is bigger than we thought. The quantum resonance field is spreading across the galaxy. The Void Serpent hasn't just disappeared from our area. It's gone from everywhere." Jake felt his stomach drop. "What do you mean everywhere?" "I mean every sensor in the galaxy that was tracking this ship has lost contact. To the rest of the universe, the Void Serpent no longer exists." Commander Parker grabbed Jake's arm. "If that's true, then what happens when word reaches the Draconian Empire? What happens when they find out their flagship just vanished near Earth?" Before Jake could answer, Amy announced more incoming transmissions. "Sir, we're receiving communication requests from multiple alien civilizations. The word is spreading fast." Jake looked at the main screen where the Draconian ship continued its impossible existence between realities. Sometimes the massive vessel looked solid enough to touch. Other times it was so transparent that Jake wondered if it was really there at all. "Put the first transmission through," Jake ordered, An alien voice filled the bridge, speaking in heavily accented English. "Human vessels, this is Trade Captain Mortel of the Verdanian Federation. We have monitored the disappearance of the Draconian warship. We wish to establish peaceful contact with your species immediately." Before Jake could respond, Amy announced another incoming transmission. "Sir, this one is from the Crystalline Collective." A different alien voice came through the speakers, this one sounding like crystal chimes. "Humans of Earth, we are the Collective. We demand you explain how you made a Draconian battlecruiser vanish. This technology threatens the balance of galactic power." Jake looked at Lisa with confusion. "How many alien civilizations are out there?" "Apparently a lot more than we thought," she replied. Dr. Turner's voice interrupted their conversation. "Jake, I'm reading massive energy spikes from the quantum field. The Void Serpent is destabilizing further. The crew is still alive, but they're trapped in a dimensional bubble that exists outside normal space-time." "Can we get them out?" Jake asked. "I don't know. This technology is beyond anything I've ever studied. We've essentially created a prison made of twisted reality." War Commander Zeth Carr's voice returned, weaker than before. "Human Captain Miller, our science officers say we are caught in a quantum loop. We exist, but do not exist. We are alive, but not in your universe. This is a fate worse than death." Jake felt a wave of sympathy for the alien commander. Despite everything, Zeth Carr and his crew were living beings trapped in an impossible situation. "Commander, we're working on a way to help you. Can your ship's system still function?" "Some systems work sometimes. Others phase in and out with our ship. We cannot fire weapons. We cannot move. We are ghosts that remember being alive." "Lieutenant," Amy reported more incoming transmissions. "Captain, I'm counting at least 15 different alien civilizations trying to contact us. And sir, some of them don't sound friendly." One particularly harsh voice cut through the communication system. "Humans! This is War Chief Crag of the Skarathi Empire. You will surrender this superweapon technology immediately or face the wrath of our battle fleets." Jake rubbed his forehead as he tried to process everything happening. In the span of a few hours, Earth had gone from being an unknown planet to the center of galactic attention. Dr. Turner's voice provided another update. "Jake, the quantum resonance field is continuing to spread. I'm detecting effects as far as 50 light-years from Earth. Any ship using Draconian-style exotic matter technology is experiencing minor phase fluctuations." "How many ships are we talking about?" Commander Parker asked. "Hundreds, maybe thousands. The Draconian Empire has spread their technology across the galaxy. Ships are reporting instrument failures, hull vibrations, and minor disappearances." Jake realized the full scope of what they had done. Mirror Protocol hadn't just affected one ship. It had created a galaxy-wide phenomenon that was disrupting alien technology on a massive scale. "Amy, are any of these incoming transmissions from Earth Command?" "Yes, sir. Admiral Johnson wants an immediate report. He says every government on Earth is demanding answers." Jake opened a secure channel to Earth. Admiral Pete Johnson's face appeared on the screen, and he looked like he had aged 10 years in the past few hours. "Jake, what in the hell is happening up there? We're getting communication requests from aliens I've never heard of. Half of them want to be our friends, and the other half want to blow us up." "Sir, Dr. Turner's mirror protocol worked better than expected. The Draconian ship is trapped in some kind of dimensional prison, and the effect is spreading across the galaxy." Admiral Johnson stared at Jake for a long moment. "Are you telling me that we accidentally created a superweapon?" "It looks that way, sir." Get Dr. Turner on the line. I need to understand exactly what we're dealing with. Turner's face joined the communication link from his lunar laboratory. His hair was even messier than usual, and his eyes were wide with excitement and terror. Admiral, we've fundamentally altered the fabric of space-time in our local galactic region. The quantum interference pattern is self-sustaining and spreading at roughly the speed of light. In plain English, Doctor, Johnson demanded, we've created a zone of space where Draconian technology doesn't work properly. Any ship that uses their type of exotic matter technology will experience problems when they enter this zone. Admiral Johnson looked like he was developing a headache. How big is this zone going to get? Based on current projections, it could eventually cover this entire arm of the galaxy. We're talking about thousands of star systems. Jake watched the ghostly Draconian ship flicker on his main screen while listening to the flood of alien transmissions. Some offered friendship and trade. Others made threats and demands. A few seemed genuinely terrified of humanity's new capabilities. Commander Parker moved closer to Jake. We need to make some decisions quickly. How do we handle first contact? With dozens of alien civilizations all at once? I don't know, Jake admitted. This isn't exactly covered in any manual I've read. Dr. Turner's voice provided another update that made everything more complicated. Jake, I'm detecting ships approaching our solar system from multiple directions. It looks like everyone wants to see this phenomenon for themselves. Lieutenant Amy confirmed Turner's report. Sir, I count at least 30 alien vessels heading our way. They'll start arriving within 12 hours. Jake looked at his small fleet of 12 ships and then at the dozens of alien vessels approaching Earth. Humanity was about to host the largest alien gathering in galactic history, and they were completely unprepared for it. War Commander Zethkar's fading voice provided a final piece of unsettling information. Human Captain, you should know. The Galactic Council will convene emergency session because of this. All major civilizations will demand answers. Your species has changed everything. The communication from the trapped Draconian ship faded to static, leaving Jake and his crew to contemplate their new reality. In trying to save Earth from one alien threat, they had apparently made humanity the most feared and sought-after species in the galaxy. The alien ships began arriving at Earth's solar system in groups throughout the day. Captain Jake Miller stood on the bridge of Terra's Fury, watching his sensors track vessel after vessel entering human space. Each ship was different in design, size, and energy signature. Amy, how many are we up to now? Jake asked Lieutenant Amy Chen. 43 confirmed alien vessels, sir. They're maintaining position at the edge of our solar system, but more keep arriving every hour. Dr. Alex Turner's voice came through Jake's communication system from his lunar laboratory. Jake, the quantum resonance field is still spreading. I'm getting reports of Draconian ships experiencing problems as far as 200 light-years away. This thing is growing faster than I calculated. Commander Lisa Parker joined Jake at the main console. She had spent the last 6 hours trying to coordinate with world governments about humanity's response to first contact with dozens of alien civilizations. What's the word from Earth? Jake asked her. Chaos, Lisa replied with exhaustion in her voice. Every nation wants to send their own representatives. The United Nations is trying to establish protocols for alien contact, but nobody was prepared for this scale of interaction. Sir, Amy announced, we're receiving a transmission from something called the Galactic Council. They're requesting permission to send a delegation to Earth. Jake looked at Lisa questioningly. She shrugged and said, "Put them through." An ancient-sounding voice filled the bridge speakers. The alien spoke perfect English, but with an accent that sounded like wind through old trees. Greetings, humans of Earth. I am Counselor Morden of the Etherian race. We speak for the Galactic Council, which governs relations between civilized species. This is Captain Jake Miller of Earth's Defense Forces. What can we do for you, Counselor? Captain Miller, your species has performed an action that threatens the stability of galactic civilization. The disappearance of the Draconian warship Void Serpent has created panic throughout known space. Lisa stepped forward and activated her microphone. Counselor Morden, this is Commander Lisa Parker, Earth's diplomatic representative. We acted only in self-defense when the Draconians threatened to destroy our planet. We understand your motivation, Commander Parker. However, the method you used has implications far beyond your solar system. We must convene an emergency session of the Galactic Council to address this situation. Dr. Turner's voice interrupted the conversation through Jake's private channel. Jake, I'm monitoring energy signatures from the alien ships. Some of them are showing the same phase fluctuations as the Draconian vessel. The quantum field is affecting them too. Jake muted his external microphone and spoke to Turner. How badly? Not enough to trap them like the Void Serpent, but enough to make them nervous. Their ships are experiencing minor system glitches and hull vibrations. Jake unmuted his microphone and addressed the Galactic Council representative. Counselor Morden, we're still learning about the effects of our defensive action. We want to work with the Council to understand and control this phenomenon. That is wise, Captain Miller. We are sending a diplomatic vessel to your system. Please prepare for formal first contact procedures. After the transmission ended, Amy reported more incoming communications. Sir, we have individual requests from the Verdanian Federation, the Crystalline Collective, the Skarathi Empire, and at least a dozen other civilizations. They all want separate meetings. Lisa shook her head in dismay. We can't negotiate with 40 different alien governments individually. We need some kind of system. Jake's communication system chimed with an urgent message from Admiral Pete. Johnson on Earth. The Admiral's face appeared on screen, and he looked overwhelmed. Jake, I'm getting pressure from every government on the planet. The President wants answers, the United Nations wants protocols, and our military leaders want to know if we can use this weapon against other threats. Sir, Dr. Turner says it's not really a weapon. It's more like an accident that got out of control. Tell that to the aliens who are showing up at our doorstep. Jake, I'm sending up additional personnel to help with the diplomatic situation. Commander Parker can't handle this alone. Dr. Turner's voice came through with another update. Jake, I'm detecting something interesting about the alien ships that are arriving. The ones using Draconian-derived technology are staying much farther away from Earth than the others. What do you mean? Jake asked. Look at your tactical display. The ships that are experiencing quantum field effects are maintaining position, at least 50 million miles from Earth. The ships using different technology are coming much closer. Jake studied his display and saw that Turner was right. The alien vessels were arranging themselves in two distinct groups based on their technology type. Lieutenant Amy announced another incoming transmission. Sir, this one is from a ship that just arrived. They're calling themselves the Ancient Builders. A voice unlike any they had heard before filled the bridge. It sounded mechanical, but somehow alive, like music played through a computer. Young humans, we are the Builders. We created the technology that the Draconians and many others use. We wish to study what you have done. Jake exchanged glances with Lisa before responding. This is Captain Miller. We welcome peaceful contact with your people. Captain Miller, you have accomplished something we thought impossible. You have created a quantum interference field that affects exotic matter at the subatomic level. Our greatest scientists said this could not be done. Dr. Turner's excited voice burst through Jake's private channel. Jake, do you realize what this means? We've developed technology that even the galaxy's most advanced civilization thought was impossible. Young humans, the builder continued, we must warn you. Not all species will view your discovery as beneficial. Some will see it as a threat that must be eliminated. As if summoned by the builder's warning, a harsh voice cut through the communication system. Humans, this is Battle Commander Cragg of the Scorathi War Fleet. You will surrender this quantum weapon technology immediately or face the combined might of our armadas. Jake looked at his sensor display and saw that several of the alien ships had moved into aggressive formations. Their weapons were powering up and targeting systems were active. Amy, get me Admiral Johnson immediately, Jake ordered. Before the communication could connect, another alien voice joined the conversation. This one sounded calm and musical. Scorathi warriors, this is Captain Veltar of the Verdanian Peace Fleet. We will not allow you to threaten these humans. They acted in self-defense against Draconian aggression. The Verdanians protect no one but themselves, Cragg snarled back. These humans have created a weapon that threatens all civilized species. It must be controlled. Jake watched in horror as the alien ships began dividing into opposing groups. Some were clearly preparing for battle, while others were positioning themselves to defend Earth. Dr. Turner's voice carried urgent concern. Jake, the quantum field is reacting to the alien ship's energy signatures. If they start shooting at each other near Earth, the quantum resonance could become unstable. What would happen if it becomes unstable? Lisa asked. I don't know, but it could potentially affect our entire solar system. We might end up like the Void Serpent, trapped between dimensions. Admiral Johnson's face finally appeared on Jake's screen. Jake, we're tracking the alien ships from Earth. It looks like some kind of standoff is developing up there. Sir, we have multiple civilizations taking sides over our technology. Some want to protect us, others want to take our discovery by force. Can Dr. Turner shut down this quantum field? Turner answered directly. Admiral, the field is self-sustaining. Now, I could potentially disrupt it, but that might release all the stored energy at once. The explosion could destroy half the solar system. Admiral Johnson closed his eyes for a moment. So we can't turn it off, and we can't let these aliens fight a battle in our backyard. Counselor Mordunn's ancient voice returned to the communication channel. All vessels, this is the Galactic Council. You will cease hostile actions immediately. The humans are under Council protection until formal proceedings can be established. The Council has no authority over the Scorathi Empire. Battle Commander Cragg replied. We recognize only strength. Then you will recognize this, came a new voice that made everyone on Jake's bridge freeze in terror. The voice was deep, cold, and filled with barely controlled violence. This is Dreadnought Commander Vexthul of the Etherian War Fleet. The Council has spoken. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed. The change in the alien formations was immediate. Ships that had been preparing for battle suddenly began moving away from Earth. Even the aggressive Scorathi vessels started backing down. Who are the Etherians? Jake asked quietly. Counselor Mordun answered. We are the oldest civilization in the galaxy, Captain Miller. We have kept peace between species for over 50,000 years. When we speak, others listen. Jake looked at the tactical display and saw that a massive ship had appeared at the edge of the solar system. It was larger than anything else present, including the ghostly remains of the Void Serpent. Captain Miller, Mordun continued, we Propose a formal meeting to discuss your species' entry into galactic civilization. Will you and your representatives meet with the Council? 3 months had passed since the Void Serpent vanished into its dimensional prison. Captain Jake Miller, now promoted to Fleet Admiral, stood on the bridge of humanity's newest ship, the Earth's Pride, as it approached the massive space station, orbiting the Moon. The Galactic Council had built the station specifically for humanity's formal introduction to galactic civilization. It was a marvel of engineering, combining technology from dozens of different species into a structure that could house representatives from across the galaxy. "Amy, what's our status on the delegation?" Jake asked Lieutenant Amy Chen, who had also received a promotion and now served as his chief communications officer. "All human representatives are aboard, sir. Commander Parker is leading the diplomatic team, Dr. Turner is heading the science delegation, and Admiral Johnson is representing Earth's military interests." Commander Lisa Parker joined Jake at the main console. Over the past 3 months, she had become humanity's primary ambassador to the alien civilizations. The job had aged her, but also given her a confidence that commanded respect from species far older than humanity. "Any word from Dr. Turner about the quantum field?" Jake asked her. "The field has stabilized at roughly 300 light-years in diameter," Lisa replied. "Any ship using Draconian-style exotic matter technology experiences problems when they enter the zone. Some civilizations are calling it the human exclusion field." Dr. Alex Turner's voice came through the communication system from his new laboratory on the space station. "Jake, the implications keep getting bigger. We've essentially created a region of space where certain types of faster-than-light travel don't work properly. Trade routes that have existed for thousands of years are being disrupted." "Is that good or bad for us?" Jake asked. "Both. Some civilizations see us as a threat to galactic commerce. Others see us as potential allies who could help them break free from draconian technological dependence." The Earth's Pride docked with the station, and Jake made his way to the main conference chamber. The room was enormous, designed to accommodate beings of vastly different sizes and environmental needs. Some aliens sat in chairs, others floated in tanks of liquid, and a few existed as pure energy contained within special fields. Counselor Morden of the Etherian race called the session to order. The ancient alien's appearance was finally revealed as humanoid, but tall and thin, with skin that seemed to shimmer between different colors. "We gather today to formally welcome humanity into the galactic community," Morden announced. "However, we must also address the unprecedented situation created by their defensive actions against draconian aggression." Jake took his place at the human delegation table alongside Lisa, Turner, and Admiral Pete Johnson. Around them sat representatives from dozens of alien civilizations, each more exotic than the last. Captain Veltar of the Verdanian Federation spoke first. His people looked like graceful trees made of crystal that chimed when they moved. "The Verdanian Federation welcomes humanity as allies. Your quantum technology offers hope for species oppressed by draconian military superiority." Battle Commander Crag of the Skarathi Empire disagreed loudly. The warrior alien looked like a cross between a lizard and an armored tank. "Humanity is too dangerous to remain unrestricted. Their weapon threatens the stability of galactic civilization." "It's not a weapon," Dr. Turner interjected, standing to address the assembly. "The Mirror Protocol was designed as a defensive system. We never intended to create a galaxy-wide phenomenon." An alien that looked like a living gem cluster spoke, with a voice like crystal chimes. "Dr. Turner, intention matters less than result. Your quantum field has disrupted trade, military operations, and colonial expansion across hundreds of systems. Lisa stood and activated the chamber's translation system. Honored representatives, humanity acted only to defend our world from unprovoked aggression. We're willing to work with the Council to understand and manage the effects of our technology. War. Commander Zethkar's voice suddenly filled the chamber through the communication system. The Draconian commander was still trapped in his dimensional prison, but advances in quantum communication had allowed limited contact. Council members, Zethkar said, his voice distorted by dimensional interference, I speak from our eternal prison to warn you. Humanity possesses understanding of quantum mechanics that surpasses even the ancient builders. They are more dangerous than you realize. The chamber fell silent as everyone contemplated the trapped alien's words. Finally, an mechanical voice spoke from across the room. The ancient builder present looked like a collection of floating metal components held together by energy fields. Human Dr. Turner, we have studied your quantum interference technology. Our analysis confirms that your species has developed principles we thought impossible. How did you achieve this breakthrough? Turner looked nervous as hundreds of alien eyes focused on him. We approached the problem differently than other species. Instead of trying to control exotic matter directly, we found ways to manipulate the quantum foam that underlies all reality. Fascinating, the builder replied. We spent millions of years perfecting exotic matter manipulation. You achieved superior results by ignoring our methods entirely. Counselor Mordun raised a hand for silence. The question before us is simple. How does the galaxy accommodate a species that has fundamentally altered the nature of space-time in our region? Admiral Johnson stood to address the assembly. With respect, Counselor, humanity didn't ask to be thrust into galactic politics. We just wanted to protect our planet. If our technology is disruptive, we're willing to help find solutions. Solutions? Battle Commander Cragg snarled. The only solution is for humans to surrender their quantum technology to proper authorities. And who decides what constitutes proper authorities? Lisa asked coolly. You? The Council? The Draconian Empire that started this conflict? Jake watched the debate continue and realized that humanity was in a unique position. Their accidental discovery had given them power, but power without the political alliances or military strength to protect it. Dr. Turner provided an update that changed the entire discussion. Council members, I have important news about the quantum field. It's beginning to evolve. What do you mean, evolving? Mordun asked. The field is becoming more complex. It's developing what I can only describe as intelligence. It's learning to distinguish between different types of technology and different species' intentions. A collective gasp went through the chamber. Even the ancient builder seemed shocked by this revelation. Are you saying the quantum field is alive? The crystal alien asked. Not alive exactly, but definitely developing autonomous behavior. It's like we accidentally created a form of quantum consciousness that's spreading through space. Jake felt a chill run down his spine. The mirror protocol had gone far beyond anything they had intended or imagined. Counselor Mordun spoke with authority that demanded attention. In light of this development, the Council makes the following declaration. Humanity will be granted full membership in the galactic community with special status as keepers of quantum technology. Special status? Lisa asked. You will be protected from aggression by any Council member species. In return, you will share your quantum research with approved Council scientists and help us understand this evolving field. Battle Commander Cragg stood angrily. The Skarathi Empire rejects this decision. We do not recognize human authority over any technology. Then the Skarathi Empire places itself outside Council protection, Morden replied calmly. Any aggression against humanity will be met with the full force of Council peacekeepers. Over the following hours, the details of humanity's new status were worked out. Earth would become the center for quantum research in the galaxy. Alien scientists would work alongside human researchers to study and understand the evolving quantum field. Most importantly, humanity gained something no young species had ever achieved: immediate major power status in galactic civilization. As the formal session ended, Jake found himself standing beside the chamber's main window, looking out at Earth, hanging in space below. The blue planet looked the same as always, but everything else had changed. Dr. Turner joined him at the window. Any regrets about activating Mirror Protocol? Jake thought about the question seriously. A few months ago, humanity was alone in the universe. Now we're one of the most powerful species in the galaxy. I'd say we made the right choice. Lisa approached them with a satisfied expression. The Council has agreed to help us establish the Solar Defense Initiative. Any aggressive fleet that approaches Earth will encounter quantum field effects that make attack impossible. What about the Void Serpent? Jake asked. Are we ever going to be able to free Zethkar and his crew? Turner shrugged. Maybe someday. For now, they're safe in their dimensional bubble. It's not a pleasant existence, but they're alive. Admiral. Johnson joined the group with news from Earth. All world governments have agreed to the Council treaties. Humanity speaks with one voice in galactic affairs from now on. Jake looked around at his companions and then back at Earth. 3 months ago, they had been defending their planet against alien invasion. Now they were key players in a galactic civilization spanning thousands of worlds.